Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, Octane. We got the one and only, some of the best analysis in the game, world champ himself, Christopher Duarte, Parasite DJ Duarte right there. And we got the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty scene, also a legend to the XDefiant scene. Give it up for Patrick Price, a.k.a. X, and of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. We have Ben J and his team. And gentlemen, what is going on? It's been a while since we regrouped. We had a little bit of time off. There's been no COD matches, but with matches coming back up in a couple days and some news circling around the Call of Duty community, we are regrouping and we're going to have a good episode tonight. How you guys feeling, man? Sam, the mustache looks absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you, man. Chris said it looks good online, so it must look good because he said I was ugly online before.
I thought it looked great on both on land and online. I thought it looked phenomenal.
I am better on land.
How you
yeah,
doing,
I've
Sam?
been good. Going on vacation next week. XDefiant has consumed my entire being. That's pretty much it. I'm a shell of myself.
That's nice, bro. It's nice that you're going on a little vacation, little vacay. Where you going?
Unfortunately, I'm missing the first week of matches. Unfortunately, man, that is just the worst.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen the matches yet. We'll take a look at them at the end of the show. And we'll see who's playing. I really don't even know. The match is good. They're probably horrible.
I think the only one I remember when we pulled it up was like Toronto-Seattle was the first match.
I think FaZe New York is also this week too. So
shit.
I can bang. Yeah, we got some bangers in there, and some not so bangers. We'll take a look at the schedule, but that's good to hear. Sam, Chris, how you doing? How are you, DJ Duarte?
I'm doing great, dude. I'm in the same boat as Sam. XDefiant has consumed my life, and I'm just playing the fuck out of it. Can't wait for more content, Pat. You did a phenomenal job balancing the weapons and all the stuff that you help with. Obviously, it's got its issues, but yeah, I'm excited to keep playing that game. And obviously, we got Black Ops 6 news, slowly leaking out. So can't wait to obviously hear more about that game as well.
Yeah, definitely going to talk about the Black Ops 6 stuff for sure as we get into it. Pat, you got everybody in a chokehold right now. What XDefiant? Everybody's grinding. Everybody's addicted. I've been playing as well. We had 8s going yesterday. How's it been? How's the drop been? What's it been like seeing people play a game that you helped develop? Like, how's it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, obviously, I've been working on XDefiant for almost 3 years now. So it feels dope. So, I think I've watched more like people play on stream than I've actually played, like hour-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's been dope. The team's stoked, and obviously, we're in preseason right now, and we just have so much more coming. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, I just want to tell everybody what's coming, but obviously can't yet. So
right, keeping it.
It's exciting though. It's exciting. I did watch you guys play 8s, and I fear my superstar take on Shotzi may carry over to XDefiant because I did watch him get turned on by Z. Which I wasn't expecting, but it was day one. We'll give him time. But no, those games look sick.
That was unbelievable, Slay. I've been unbelievable.
Yeah. Except when you had that red dot on that MP7.
Yeah, I didn't have the right. Cause once you hooked me up with the class, it's been easy pickings. It's been easy pickings for sure.
How's my shot, Pat? When you've been?
Oh Jesus.
I mean, Ben, unfortunately, I only have gotten a little bit of time, but I will say, Ben, I didn't see any Karachi routes out of you, so up and up.
I was taking those routes.
Is next level, man.
I'm a W bubble.
Yeah, actually, I will say that, Ben. Yeah, you have actually locked down the objective. Which when I watch, Chris ignores the objective when he plays. You've been on lockdown.
Yeah, my bad, Chris. Yeah, my bad, Chris.
I'm good for second and third tier. Dammy, 3&D, best 3&D player in the league, right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I definitely took a Benjay route in the beginning of the game. One map, Slay, on the escort, the map goes down as you progress. I was trying to mantle up, like trying to go up. Like it was fucking only up. So I was running the wrong fucking way.
You talking about Zoo?
I think it is Zoo actually, where it goes down into like the cave.
Go down into like the aquarium.
Yeah, into the aquarium, but there's like windows. I was trying to jump up in the windows and shit. They were saying that I had the Benjay route.
That was the defensive spawn on the first segment. You can't go in there, Tom.
I can't go in there, Slay, and that's good to know. See, now I know that. Ben, how you doing, bro? I know we were watching CS a little bit. I know you tuned in. You watched the whole match. I was kind of bouncing around.
Normal FaZe CS series. There's no drama involved in the series whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm sure Eric Anderson was having a heart attack watching the series. I'm sure it was getting kind of crazy.
Totally normal.
So I haven't FaZe closed out, right? They clutched up at the end?
I mean, not without twists and turns. Lost first map. Second map took an hour and a half because Steam servers Second went down, and they were up 11-4, and then down 12-11. And then the third map went down to like the last round. So
that's crazy.
Normal FaZe experience. But yeah, we're watching a lot of CS this week. Dallas is going on, but I've been playing a lot of XDefiant, honestly. Fun game. We'll probably talk a little bit more about it here. Some golf streams here or there. Just, the usual stuff on my end, waiting for Pod to get back up and going.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely get the XDefiant talks out the way early. I mean, is there any questions you guys have for Pat? I mean, some people, Pat, are talking about classes. They want to know the best classes in XDefiant. Me personally, I'm a big MP7 and ACR fan, but after playing with Spacely, which, by the way, if those of you don't know Spacely from the Call of Duty community,
he's been grinding. He's
actually grinding and been competing in XDefiant, which has been pretty fun. I've been watching him a little bit. They've been using the AK, Pat, which I noticed. They're using the AK.
The AK is good. I think something, and I'm gonna give a big shout out to Garrett Fern, who used to work on H1Z1. He's also our kind of lead weapons guy. We put a lot of work into balancing the weapons so that there isn't one weapon that's best for all situations. I know, like, in the recent, CODs that you guys play, like the meta really shapes up to be like one AR, one sub, and put a lot of thought into, one gun not being good for all situations, and there being a lot of situations that different weapons excel. And so I really don't think there's like a favorite gun that I have. I think, obviously I love burst weapons, so I'm gonna say the M16, but really there's a best gun for every different situation. I think that's what feels so fun about our game right now. For SMGs, I think people haven't realized, and maybe they're slowly realizing,
the Vector.
Yeah, the Vector. I know a lot of people were like MP7, P90.
I like the MP7. I think the MP7 feels good.
It's good. They're all good. That's the thing. Yeah. But the Vector, I think, at least when we played, obviously, the All-Star series and stuff like that, the Vector didn't get enough love. But yeah, you throw an extended mag on that, maybe a little chrome line barrel, and it's disgusting. So,
hell yeah,
there's a lot of fun guns to use.
What about you,
Chris?
Some
flinch.
I was gonna say that's been my experience as well. Just like because I've been like leveling a bunch of guns to gold. I pretty much got through most of the SMGs and ARs. Obviously, coming from competitive, those are the ones I'm going to start with. But yeah, it seems like every gun just has this like caveat that it's just like good at. Like the ACR is just like very accurate, easy to use. It's got high damage. The AK packs a punch if you get those headshots, and then like M16 just like a fucking accurate just beam long range. And then it's the same thing with the subs. They just all have their like balance. I've been really enjoying the game. I'm excited for the esports. This is like another thing that I think it's been a pretty popular talk on Twitter. When it comes to the game, it's like a lot of people are saying, they want to see things that come from COD like carry over to the game, like kill streaks and even like what was the other one, that like battle royales and stuff. And I personally think that this does not need it. I'm a big fan of just like focusing in on like what the game is like about and like expanding it there, because ideally what I would like to see from this game, and this is something that I've loved, that I wanted in COD, that I think all of us have wanted in COD, is like a deep focus on multiplayer and like the competitive experience being like as similar as possible, and like growing it out there to like kind of like create this thing where like the casual players, right, can play their casual game, and then if people actually want to get better and sweat, they can drop into that ranked play. And I think that this game is ideally what I think I would want COD to do, like what the direction it's going.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the clip, Chris, with Nate shot complaining, because I guess people were in his chat complaining about skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah.
So he was just losing composure about people complaining about skill-based matchmaking, because I guess it's been a big complaint, right? Where people they say they don't like it, and then when they take it away, people are still kind of complaining.
That's the thing, bro. It's like
actually, I have the clip right here, actually, Chris. If you want to hold that thought, let's tune into this clip real quick.
Yeah.
Brother, I truly cannot believe my eyes that everybody for the last 10 fucking years complains about skill-based matchmaking existing, and then they finally give us a game where there's no skill-based matchmaking, and then somebody says, oh, every other fucking team is in bots. Yeah, it's a fucking point. That's what we've been fucking asking for. Am I losing my mind? That's the 20th time I see that today. This is what we wanted. You're right. That guy, he's filed his taxes right now, bro. He's already late. He had to file an extension. That's a fucking point. So, yo, what's up, guys? What's up, Apathy? Great to see you.
And Apathy was in his chat, but that's gonna do for
Adam
the clip
Sandler
there.
raging.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounded like Adam Sandler, right? Did it not sound like him?
It did towards the end a little bit.
In the
His
middle,
voice,
it
like,
sounded when he
changed.
was screaming in the middle. It literally sounded like Adam Sandler. It's hilarious.
See, that's the thing though. It's like COD has brain rotted people into like thinking that like the end all be all of content is like the pubs, and like it's just so hard to transition them into the comp stuff. But like you look at other games that are like competitive shooters and like stuff like that, like Valorant and stuff like that. There's a place for people to go and have fun. It's the pubs, it's the casuals. But people that actually want more content, they're going to play that. And then if they want to like play something else, they're going to play ranked. That is the encompassing experience of any FPS game that is not like a BR. Like you play multiplayer, you play casuals, you have fun, you get better at the game, you go play ranked. If you want to fuck around, go pubs. That is it. And I feel like this game is in that direction. I just hate when people are trying to make it something that it shouldn't be or that it's not.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Chris. One question I have for you, Pat, like just kind of, I know there's obviously updates coming and now you guys have data, you're going to balance things out. And we talked about like Sniper Flinch and a bunch of other stuff. Can you, Pat, speak towards, like, I know there's been a lot of complaints about desync on servers, like maybe some tweaks come forthcoming there to kind of improve that online experience?
I mean, it's by far our number one priority. It's been our number one priority for a long time, and it will continue to be our number one priority. It's one of those things that is a lot of work. It's very complicated. It takes time to get right. And yeah, I mean, our online engineering team is working nonstop to improve. So obviously some people are having issues and we're aware of those. But we see it and it's absolutely something that's still top of our list. So
Pat, you're good. Pat, you're fucking good.
Yeah, that's a real fucking corporate ass answer.
Nah, he's good, man. This guy's
that
a
was
professional.
corporate. I didn't think that was corporate at all. I just thought. I mean, that's
not.
not.
I think you're just well spoken.
It's pretty corporate.
I think you're just well spoken.
I'm just saying, I mean, I'm a pro's pro, Tom. I always have been. But no, seriously, it's by far and away our top priority. And it's not something that is ever gonna. It's just like anti-cheat, right? It's something that we're going to constantly work on through the life cycle of the game. So, there's really not much else to say other than we see the complaints and we're aware and we're working on it.
Yeah, because I think that's really I mean, I love the game. I think the movement feels great. I don't know why people say the game feels clunky. I think it feels fairly fluid. People
it's caught brain rot.
It's caught brain rot. I just think the dying around
clunky.
Corners and just the general other.
I think it's just that. Yeah, this is a desync shit.
Yeah, once you guys improve that, I think, especially on higher ping servers, once you improve that, I think the experience will be like pretty good.
But yeah, no, the game's been good. Congrats to Pat and the XDefiant crew once again. But we got to also talk about some COD news as well, because Black Ops 6, there's been some teasers, and I'm not gonna pull up the trailers and stuff just because we'll get striked for that. But so if you guys haven't seen it, go take a look at some of the Black Ops 6. Are they leaks or are they official releases?
There was like a live action trailer to that.
They sent me a beeper as part of this marketing campaign. They've been sending me these fucking messages to like decode on stream.
What does it say?
It's a whole rollout stuff. No, it's part of this the truth lies. There's this whole like kind of misinformation kind of thing they're going for, and it seems like that's part of this sort of rollout that's going on right now.
Well, that's the thing with COD is they always start their like rollout of their promotion around the campaign. So that's probably what's going to be about. But I'm always excited. It's been so long since we've had a Treyarch game, and this is the one game that's had like 4 years in development. Apparently, like there's things that they've been testing the game for 2 years. So at least from a gameplay perspective, this should be the smoothest rollout we've probably had in a long time. So Treyarch, I'm excited, man.
Yeah,
I think the campaign or whatever is the 9th. I think was it at the end of the trailer? I think they're doing like the campaign like cinematic trailer
June
thing.
9th?
Yeah, I think that's just like the pre-multiplayer thing they always do.
Is that the Microsoft showcase like thing that they're releasing it?
I think it's on June 7th is a showcase, right?
I'm not sure.
Or I think festival starts on the 7th. I think the Microsoft one is on the 9th. So yes, it's during the Xbox showcase. Which
it'll be like the campaign thing probably.
Well, I mean, we'll probably listen. It'll probably be the way it's always done, chat. We'll get a lot of info on the 9th. We'll get some slow rollouts over the course of the summer. Obviously, last year. COD Next, we're assuming they'll probably rerun it, so that'll be at some point in September, October, and then the game will be out at that point. So this is the beginning of the rollout.
I definitely think we're all excited just because it's Treyarch, right? So I think, what's the engine like? Like, is Treyarch coming in with anybody on this, or like how is this even working?
But there's been tons of
there's always support studios, but they've actually they've reduced some of their support studios, I think, recently, right? Like. I think Toys for Bob got shut down. I don't know what.
Yeah, there's a bunch of layoffs and everything.
I mean,
But,
COD's at the point now where they have so many studios across their, you know, their ecosystem that they're all kind of working on every game every year. At the end of the day,
they all work on different parts. Yeah, like
Right.
some will work on campaign, and then some will work on multiplayer, and
Yeah.
they'll all usually share the same.
That's kind of what
engine.
I'm curious about, because like this is Treyarch's first official game in the last 4 years or whatever, 3 years. But they've obviously like co-devved and supported the last.
They've done ranked for the last couple
quite a bit, yeah, and probably other features, right, that we're
Zombies
not
too.
aware of. So I'm kind of curious on like where, like, yes, it's true that it's their last 4 years, but like how much of that was like 100% of the studio, you know what I mean, like versus it fragmented off and part of it working on the current live games.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting. I'm really excited for it. I want to see some new maps, man. Like some new competitive maps. Like instead of just getting throwbacks and shit, like getting some new competitive
Well, this
maps.
year's
would
been
be
good for
cool.
them.
It's also the
Yeah, it hasn't
first
been bad. This
Treyarch
year hasn't
game
been bad.
ever without David Vonderhaar.
Yep.
And Tony Flame, right?
But I mean,
And Tony Flame. Well, I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know
that's
if Tony
true.
Flame
Wait,
worked
who's
on
running it now?
World at War.
Who's the head of Treyarch now?
No idea.
No idea. Usually, whenever more marketing stuff comes out, eventually we'll like. There's gonna be like a community guy. You'll see him on the live stream, and like then we'll kind of know, who our person is. But
I know
I don't
Maddox.
who it is.
Maddox is the associate design director.
He's still there, yeah.
over there.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
but yeah, a lot have kind of like switched to different studios. So I'm not really sure who's the
And
studio
JP
lead now.
Kress in the
I
chat, he
guess
said his Maddox still there as soon as he said
Maddox
it.
Yeah,
Maddox
he
is a
is.
go.
Maddox
out
is the
Maddox.
goat, bro.
Yeah,
That is
that's the one guy I
the
do
guy
know.
that is the guy that we talk to. I talk to him a lot when it comes to like competitive design decisions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When it comes to like discussing
He
anything
fucks
that
with
like
spawns
we,
and shit.
yeah, he fucks with a lot of the spawns.
It fucks with our edge of the community, which I know is a small percentage of the people that play the game, but it's obviously big for sort of the core values that we need in the game. And if you think about the games that Treyarch has made, they've been very good competitive games. Last one being Cold War. So
Dude, I remember
Hopefully good
this is
things
like
in store.
a really small anecdotal experience I have with Maddox, but I remember during Cold War, you guys remember like pre-Moscow before they changed it and like cut off the map when it was just like so much
Yeah, I
dead
do
space? Do you
remember
remember the convo we all had? We're like, yo, do you mind if we just like throw a fence right here? And he was like, fucking bet, bro. Like 2 days later, there was just like some random fence there to like cut the map.
Yeah,
We're like, cool, appreciate it.
Nah,
back
that
in
was
BO4, back in BO4, I don't know if you guys remember this, but the spawns were like really bad off the rip, and like I talked to him a fuck ton about like how spawns should have worked, and I think they nailed the spawns in that game. So I mean, they
In what
listened.
game?
BO4, like
Oh.
they got way better after the first like month or two.
Yeah, the only downside of BO4 is 5v5. I still wish we could have seen BO4 and 4v4.
Yeah, BO4 4v4 would have been a lot
stim.
better, I think.
Yeah.
No stim would have been a dream come true. But I feel like stim in that game, that was like they added, that was like a no, we couldn't do anything to stim, right? Like stim had to
No,
stay
you
in.
can take it away.
I really hope
No,
that
you
if-
couldn't. It was built into everything.
Nah,
You could change the thing that gave you the fast stim, but the like stim
That's what I'm saying,
was
like
a
the
part
slow
of
stim. I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
like
But
we could have
the
used
only
the
way
slow
to
stim.
regen was to stim.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't.
I was gonna say that I really hope like some things that this game did right, at least is like the increases to the health regen and all that stuff that they made in this game, is probably one of the better gameplay decisions that they've had in COD in a long time. And I really hope that it like sticks around. Like I hope we don't go back to like a slower regen time in that new game. Because I feel like it really actually helped speed up the game a lot in this game, and we needed that, bro. I still remember playing MW3, and like when somebody would have like 25 kills, I was like, oh my god, they're popping off. And now like it's just the gameplay is so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem with I think this game in particular is the map design. Like, I think that's what made it feel so slow. Even if the region was like the same,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you were playing different maps, I think the map design is really what made it feel slow. Because every Call of Duty ever, except for this game, had a 5-second region delay. And then Sledgehammer moved it to 3 seconds in Modern Warfare 3, I think Season 1 update or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's been 5 seconds forever. So I really think that just comes down to the maps. And I think we're seeing that playing these
What are,
older Modern Warfare 2 maps.
Before we move on to like other topics outside of like the new game, because obviously we don't really have much to talk about, what are some like wish list stuff that you guys actually have like on like when it comes to this game, like whether it's like maps or certain weapons or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I already said it, but
spawn system, please.
yeah, I
bro.
think
Like,
maps and a spawn
bring
system
back
is just
the
the most important thing.
OG spawn system that like made sense out of the box on this fucking fugazi. like, the last
Anchors?
couple
Do
of
we
years.
bringing back anchors and shit?
That's what I like about. That's what I like about at least what it seems that XDefiant Occupy spawns. They make a
You
a
gotta
lot of
block them.
sense. Yeah, you gotta block them, but
There's some
Yeah, it
heinous.
makes
There's some
sense.
heinous spawns in there from time to
yeah,
time.
no,
Though.
hopefully Pal will fix it.
There's some heinous ones.
So
Yeah.
the downside right now is in our casual or unranked occupy, the point rotations are random.
Yeah.
And so the spawn, areas that we select per zone is obviously set, but the rotation could be rotating to like basically the new hill could rotate to the spawn area of the old hill. But in our ranked version and later when we update it for our unranked version, like that won't be true, and so it'll feel much better, even though the spawn system itself is the exact same. It's really the fact that it's just random points and
it's the transitional times where that like transition between hills where the spawns feel a little bit weird, but I feel like they make perfect sense like midway through a hill when the hill's set. Which begs the question how they keep fucking up spawns in these new games, but
I don't think
that's a different conversation.
I think we've been there before. I don't think they're fucking them up. I think it's very intentional for how they're designed. To me, it makes sense that they had it one way for a long time, and then it switched, and it's been very obvious it's been this way since then. So to me personally, I feel like it's very intentional that spawns are the way they are now.
Wish list for me, I am begging, absolutely fucking begging for good original maps, bro. We played an entire map.
Yeah.
Or we played 2 years so far that I remember where we got just a ton of, or no, we got 1 year, sorry, of just absolute fucking dog shit maps because they couldn't actually come up with new ones. And now finally in this game, the map pool got better just because they've replaced damn near every single old map from MW2.
They've done a really good job this year with their original maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been actually
Isn't there a new one coming in?
I don't think they're making any changes. The other option was
It's
grind.
too late. It's too late.
It's too late now.
That is another issue that just like bad with the COD scene, bro. And I get it. It sucks because the game's not balanced around like the competitive aspect and the maps and all that stuff. So making changes is just so hard. But like the one thing that's always gotten me, at least about the COD in general, and like this game, is that it just gets stale. Like after 5-6 months of the game, like the game doesn't change. So like playing it for an entire life cycle, like not just a competitive season, right? An entire life cycle for people that love the game, love competitive, is just not like viable. Like you once like season 3
that's kind of what's happening now, right?
It's actually crazy.
COD
This is
feels so
this is the first year since I've obviously retired. So I'm like going through an entire COD cycle, and I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think I'm gonna touch Call of Duty again until the next one comes out.
Yeah.
Like there's not like I played ranked for 8 hours a day for 4 months. I catch me dead on Invasion, bro. Like I'm not like before it was obviously like my job. I was competing. I never thought about it. I just did it and I enjoyed it. And like now I'm like miss me with that shit, dude. There is not a world where I'm spawning in a multiplayer ranked for the rest of
it'd
this
be cool
year.
if they added in some playlists or something, like some jetpacks or something. Remember they used to do that in other games? They'd add in like cool playlists and shit where you could do like cool shit.
They've had cool like event playlists over the last couple of years.
But I'm saying we need something now, bro,
The
because
jetpack
it's so
thing was
dead.
more of a Warzone like heavy metal thing on Blackout. I think
Heavy
the
Metal
big thing for
Heroes.
me is getting rid of this attachment clutter BS and the 50 million attachments. Let's go back to
Well, they
simple
have the
pick
rumored
system.
pick 10, right? Or was that the
hopefully
following
go back
game?
to that.
But I was gonna
ahead,
say at the very least, like I get it during the competitive season, don't change anything. Like everyone wants to play the game the pros are playing, but once the game is done for the pros, which is just another issue, like there's so much dead time. Like we should have way more shit to do. Like the break is too long, like from a competitive aspect. But anyways, just add fucking new maps. Like why not add, like I get during the CDO, but like afterwards add that fucking London map into the rotation. Like keep the game fresh, keep adding shit. Like it's just,
You think there's gonna be specialists
in the next game?
No.
Yeah.
No, I
If it's
don't
Gulf
think so.
War, I doubt it.
I mean, that would be crazy, bro. You never know. Even with Gulf War, you never know. They could just make some shit.
For me, Chris, to answer your question, I just want the game to be simple. I think like if anything with the XDefiant release and just people reminiscing about how COD used to be, I think people just prefer simplicity in Call of Duty. All this shit that happened with Warzone and like since MW19, if they just dumb the game down to what it used to be and give people just that like old school arcadey feel with Treyarch, I think that's just like perfect. I think just make it simple Call of Duty again.
The problem I have, and it's the main reason that I haven't really played much Call of Duty the last 5 years since it got added, is tac sprint. I don't know about you guys, but tac sprint was obviously very clearly made for Warzone.
It's so unnecessary.
To me, yeah, it absolutely killed my vibe on playing like in a traditional 6v6 sense. Tactical is just not fun. It's horrible.
I've been said this, like they should just make one sprint speed to just make it faster. Like if your idea is to like make something quicker and make it so people move around the map faster, why add it?
Just
like,
make
on
the base
time...
sprint speed quick.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just make the base sprint speed fast and speed up the game that way. I don't know.
I think the other thing that I was looking forward to is like Treyarch always innovates one thing. They always have like every time a new title comes out, they always have like one new shiny thing they want to do. Whether it was like healing in BO4, like ban and protect in BO3. They just always have like
Cold War.
No, because I think that was a return to like boots.
I think it was like bringing back like the maps and shit. But they always have just like one thing that they try to add every year that's like cool or innovative or whatever. And I hope that whatever they choose to do this year is like fun and interactive and not dog shit for the game.
Yeah, they did the slide in Cold War. That's true. Because before Cold War was
you can still slide cancel in MW19.
It was MW19.
Yeah. What was it? I remember Cold War. They did something. Too. Didn't they do something? They did something to Cold. What was Cold War's thing? But I feel like you're right, Sam. I never really thought about that. Every tracker has their own thing. Like Black Ops 3 has the ban and protect.
Cold War didn't have much, and it was because that game. I don't know if you guys even remember during that life cycle.
150 health.
That game was also taken over by Treyarch. Apparently, like Sledgehammer was making it, and then like Treyarch took it over.
Yeah.
Because they had to change directions or something. So it was kind of unfinished, is what people said when it was being made.
Still better than anything any of the other studios have made.
Honestly,
they didn't have tax sprint, did it?
No, it didn't.
That was the one thing they did.
Yeah, they got rid of that shit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be the same as Warzone. Like the multiplayer movement doesn't have to be the same. Just make it. I know.
Well, the problem is the weapon balance. Like the reason weapons went from hit scan to the projectile system was because they made BRs.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the nice thing about Cold War, and like I really hope it's the same trend, is like the games were made on different engines. Like the Warzone engine is like stuck on like the MW whatever engine, and like the weapons and all that stuff are ported over. And I feel like that's what made Cold War be able to kind of be its separate thing and like be different. Because the only similarities they really shared with Warzone was like the weapons. Right. I really hope that somehow like they do that again, where it's like a separate engine, it's its own separate game, and like, yeah, they can port all the guns over to Warzone. I could give a fuck less, but I hope it's like its own thing, because the problem with these games, like
that's
the
how
MW
Cold War
games,
was when it broke up the MW cycle.
Exactly.
I just don't.
Yeah,
I just think I would love that, Chris. The thing is, they've been doing this like quasi live service thing now for about a year and a half, where they just call the game Call of Duty. You can launch whatever version of it. So try to keep everything like in line, although it really like kind of hurts the multiplayer experience because they're trying to adjust accordingly. So
Warzone's the moneymaker.
Yeah.
Which
From
World Series of Warzone's been a thing, right? Didn't the qualifiers just happen?
Open qualifiers are going on now, and then I'll go to more of the sort of next invitational stage with the custom games, and then sort of more stuff coming with that. So that should be fun. I think the other interesting COD thing to probably talk about, it's sort of an interesting business thing, is that this will be the first Call of Duty that's on Xbox Game Pass. So sort of a new angle for people is like, am I just not going to buy COD this year and I'm just going to buy Xbox Game Pass? I think we'll need to see.
Is it worth it though?
Well, that's the question. Is we'll have to see what the like pre-order bonuses and are, if it's worth it to actually put on that.
I was thinking about it, and it's like, let's say you only play Call of Duty, right? Like that's the only game you play. You buy it every year for $70. It's your main thing. It's not worth it to subscribe to Game Pass over buying it. Like if all you care about is playing, and especially if game price goes up, which I mean I assume it does.
How much is the Game Pass? How much is it?
I think it's 10 a month.
I think dude, the Game Pass is literally
$10.
The Game Pass is not going to be for the people that like are like diehard heavy COD fans. It's going to be for the people that like maybe haven't really touched COD, that are subscribe to Game Pass, that want to go in there, and then it's just another avenue for them to potentially spend money.
I think the Game Pass strategy is, again, we're never going to see. It's going to take a couple of years for the full kind of thing to shake out with. They're adding all the Activision Blizzard titles to Game Pass, but this is the first big one. So again, we got to see like what the pre-order bonuses look like, just sort of the overall value difference of like going with the full Xbox Game Pass subscription or buying the actual game because you actually get some rewards for it that are worth it.
Someone said it's $16 a month.
$16 a month.
So
if you get it with the gold.
It'd be pretty pricey,
cheap,
yeah.
You do get you do get a lot of games with it. So if you're someone that likes playing like old games, even if you own a PC, like there's some
probably
value
It's a value if you're like a hardcore gamer that plays a variety of games, no doubt.
All right.
Interesting wrinkle coming forward.
Any other final thoughts on Black Ops 6? I feel like we don't really have much information on it. It's just been a few teasers and stuff, but I mean, it's been pretty quiet. And then I don't know if you guys have any thoughts about World Series of Warzone, but I got Diaz Biffle. I got him.
I don't know what team he's on, but I got him.
I got him.
Yeah, Biffle and Co have continued, especially during the sort of after last World Series of Warzone and after we did like COD Kings, sort of that period now where they've been kind of sort of running things. Obviously, some of the trios have kind of broken up. We'll kind of see how people stack going into sort of the more invitational part of the format. But excited to see what happens in World Series of Warzone this year.
Yeah,
it was cool that they actually had a LAN last year, and it was awesome. I'm excited to see. They haven't really announced any details, I think, about the LAN portion of it this year. So curious where that's going to be and what's the deal with this.
Ignoring the World Series of Warzone, what has happened to Warzone in like the last 6 months? I feel like it's been totally quiet on like the
just
competitive
rebirth
front.
ranked. That's literally all it is. There's
Didn't
been nothing until
they used to have like
the announcement.
tournaments and all kinds of shit running like
They still have
weekend.
the,
They still do.
have
There's
the
like
tournaments.
one-offs.
It's just the main thing with Warzone that people have been talking about and complaining about is there's no like big map ranked, and like everyone's just sick of this resurgence stuff. Like all the hardcore like Warzone competitors, like which is the majority of the like content creators that play Warzone are like the people that play comp, and like it's just people have just been complaining. Like they want the big map ranked and all that stuff.
I think the biggest problem with Warzone comp is that a lot of the activity is falling to two different teams. From what I could tell externally, I don't know what's like internally, but externally, it seems like two different groups are kind of running tournaments for Warzone. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of synergy with that overall strategy, and then it's kind of hurting sort of more bigger and better things, multiple World Series of Warzones a year, stuff like that. So until they solve that problem, I think it's always going to be like this kind of mix of like the Call of Duty esports team is running the World Series of Warzone program, and then you've got these sort of white label sort of tournaments that happen in the background.
Yeah, we can move on. Let's talk about some of the. I won't even say some of them. There's been one roster change. Surprisingly, in my opinion, there's only been one roster change with
Despair
in the CDL, and I thought we were gonna see changes maybe from Thieves, Rocker, some of these guys. I thought we were gonna see some team changes, but it's the team with 50 points that ultimately decided that they wanted to make a change, and that is for Major Maniak coming in for the Boston Breach. It is Pentagram who was removed from the roster. So obviously Pentagram, he's waited a long time to get that opportunity. He got that opportunity, and unfortunately the road is going to end for him. I'm not really sure how you guys feel about him, about Pentagram, and about the mic pickup. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, the Pentagram change makes sense. He's been getting pooped on. But
he's been getting pooped on, yeah.
Now for the roster, who the fuck is running the second submachine gun? Is it Beans?
Pentagram. Sorry, Priesta. Sorry.
It's Preston.
Pentagram dropped. It's Priesta.
Listen, I mean, their season's probably chalked, even though it says never chalked. It's sometimes chalked, okay? But the thing is, I like the pickup strictly because their main problem as a team, obviously besides Pentagram getting pooped on, is S&D, and Major Maniak is actually godlike at search. He's a good IGL in search. He actually is one of the best search players that we've probably had like in our league. Granted, his stints have been kind of broken up. He's always super reliable in that game mode. In challengers, he's super reliable in that game mode, and he's been placing well. So this, in theory, should help them get better at the game mode they're weaker in. Do I have them faith in qualifying for champs? Probably not. Am I absolutely fucking mind blown that no other team has made a chance? Abso-fucking-lutely, because these rosters are terrible.
Yeah, I to the Boston thing, look, Mike is obviously a great search player. I agree with you on that. We'll see what it does for the respawn, but this is just sort of trying to get some kind of strong finish sort of end the season of note, and then we'll see what they do long term. I am very surprised to your point that Minnesota, who apparently had a very large team conversation on the weekend of the event and have decided to kind of stick and move forward. Surprised they didn't really make a change. Thieves apparently thought about it and didn't pull the trigger on it. So, yeah, I'm surprised only one of the sort of three teams I expected ended up actually rotating out.
I'm sorry. Like, there's a couple of teams and a couple of players on these teams. I'm sorry. If your teammate is dropping 0.5s, 0.6s, literally, and you are having relatively close games, close series with good teams, you need to get rid of him. I am sorry. These people should not be on teams. Like, and I'm not going to say names. I'm not giving out this information for free. When we talk about matches and some of these people continue to underperform, I'll say their names. But right now, like there's just so much room for people to actually improve that are like showing signs of competitiveness, like Thieves, like Seattle. Rocker, I don't know what the fuck you're doing if you're not changing. Like
But so,
the other
hold
two.
on. Why won't you name the players right now? Why does it matter about waiting?
Because if they continue to do shit, I'm gonna tell you I told you so.
So why don't you just say it now? Why don't you just say it now? I'm so confused. Why?
Because we talked about rosters at the major, and we said, we talked about the teams at the major, and we said, oh, if this team wanted to make a change like this, yeah, I wouldn't be mad if they did it. I'm gonna do the same thing if they continue to shit the bed. And we talk about their names and matches, but like, bro, as far as Thieves and like Seattle, you are so close to just like being able to upset a top team, and you just can't get over the needle because every time you play a top team, there's one person that is literally a fucking liability on both your rosters. Rocker, listen, I don't know what team talk you had or what the hell convinced you guys to stay together, but your team is ass.
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
you have two of the slowest AR players in the league. You have not been able to perform consistently from either of them. Like, and when bar for bar with all these other rosters, you're terrible. Like
he's fucking cooking.
Standy is not saving you. That guy is begging for it. I don't understand what you're doing.
This is a Chris Legacy episode.
I talked to Pierce
there goes
last
that
week,
man.
and to talking to Pierce felt, and the team felt that there is an overall strategy change that they want to try and hardpoint. They think will fix their issue. I was sworn to secrecy not to say what it was.
You put it in the chat?
Yeah, I can put it in the chat. But this was essentially like.
Like,
what
are you gonna do?
What
What do you mean strategy, bro? What are you gonna do? Get a kill? Like,
yeah,
rotate
sprint
earlier.
Put on single tap.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's not about unless people are legit adjusting play styles. Then that's a
strat.
I know. I was mind blown, but the point is like I still think though, regardless of that, I agree with Chris. Like even beyond the team talk, I still don't know if this overall strategy fix. Respawn, even though Minnesota's S&D was very good.
Nah, bro, they're taking a page out of Seattle.
They really are taking a page out of Seattle's book, and I don't know if it's still going to make them that much better, to be honest. And I want to say one more thing. I think Thieves are the one that I was surprised it didn't make a change because to me, I look at this Thieves team and like they seem to have an idea of how they want to play, but I just don't think they're players that just meet the moment on that squad. I just think that if they're kind of like. If you don't want to make a change for whatever reasons, they're just going to get 8th at champs, and it is what it is. But like, if they want to actually try and make some kind of run, I think they probably should have made a change.
Bro,
I mean, their run is one placement higher.
Bro, I love.
I mean, but
Dan.
That's a run.
It's momentum. I mean, I just think the Steve's team just does not have this dog in them. Like, I don't.
I mean, let's be honest, bro. Every single team outside of the top 4 are competing for top 6 at champs. Like, we can sit here and talk about what kind of rosters we want to make here, but let's be real.
You say that as if New York. Listen, New York is the one
I have
of the 4.
I have the utmost confidence in New York against anyone that is not Toronto, Optic, or FaZe.
That's not even the thing, bro. I love Dan. I'm close with him. I talk to him a lot. I talked to him after the event, whatever. We hung out. Like, bro, and I've told him, I'm like, you are literally the guy for your team. Like, how are you accepting this? The fact that you haven't been placing like top 6 at the very least consistently when you are probably like top 2 player. I'm spitballing here just from names that I can remember. Top 2 player outside of the top 4 teams is fucking criminal, brother. You're literally fucking godlike. How are you placing so shit? Like, do you not see the issues on your roster? What am I looking at? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a lot easier said than done. I feel like
I get it. I know.
Like being in Dan Ghostie's shoes, like, bro, he can't just like wave a magic wand and get the perfect team that he wants.
But the thing is about
you know
Dan
what I mean?
is
like,
Dan is way too fucking nice, bro. Like if you know Dan, he's just the nicest person, so he probably just like feels bad, type of thing.
Yeah, I just think, look, at the end of the day, I've seen enough from the Thieves team to know that like there's some progress there. Dan was obviously a great pickup for Thieves. I just think the other 3 players are not shown enough to really move forward beyond this season.
It's just, bro, we talk about it's just the way the team is built, bro. It's just their team composition, like play styles, how it is. Like they don't have just like a good, well run.
It's not a team comp thing.
I do.
I just think.
I think it's a team comp thing.
I think all 3 of those players.
Who's their entry fragger
on their team right now?
Yeah.
Between Kremp and Joe.
Lens doesn't play like an engine. Lens plays like creddy spots and like.
Are you talking Rocker or Thieves?
I'm talking Rocker. I was talking Rocker.
Oh, I was talking about Thieves. Rocker, I agree with you. Rocker's got a role.
Rocker's team blows, bro. We've been over this a million times.
Got a double
their team sucks.
No.
Yeah.
But Thieves, I just think, listen, nasty. I'll say nasty, Kremp and Joe. Like, I think they've all had some decent moments this season, but I think there's a lot of weak spots in their individual games, and I just don't think it's enough for Thieves to use them as long-term building blocks. But Dan has been Dan's been great.
I just want to make this
season,
clear. The whole chat has been spamming Kismet tweet. That's why I got distracted right there. And now the Bulldog's in here right now too. There is no Kismet tweet. There is nothing there, bro.
Kismet tweeted about like a split, and I think he's talking about a workout split or some shit.
He's talking about the New York Battle Pass. It's a supporter.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know,
yeah,
bro. They distracted me, bro. They were distracted. I was looking. I'm like, what are they talking about?
I thought Kismet was getting in shape or something. I was like,
and it's that nub. We also got to enable multi FPS champion in the chat. Give it up for that nub.
He was getting turned on in those XDefiant.
Oh Jesus!
Oh shit!
No Jesus!
Sorry, Nate.
But yeah, thieves. I was more surprised Rocker didn't make the change, to be honest. But yeah,
bro,
thieves.
Like,
if you're on the bubble, like these teams are fighting to go to chance, bro. Everyone's super close. And I feel like this, like the fact that they're not trying to make a change and they're just trying to fucking magically make it work when you know your roster construction is shit is insane.
Bro, I'm sorry. I think I've said this. I think I've said this in regards to like Lamar, and I'll call him out here. Just like I've said this, prove me wrong. Like every time I talk to like about his rosters and like I see him underperform, I always turn away and I say, listen, if they're gonna keep you on this team because he's been in the league for a long time, regardless of his like severe underperformances at times, I always say, prove me wrong. And at times he's stepped up his game, but like again, listen, if you guys are so hell bent on sticking together, prove me wrong that this roster can work. I'll fucking eat my words. But like, bro, just it doesn't make sense at all. And every other team has showed improvements, and your team is literally not. And you went from what, the 5th seed to like down to the 8th or 9th. Like, I don't know what they're thinking over here. But if this team falls off a cliff again, I will be shocked if we see some of these players in the league again, because it's about that time. Like, and I don't wish it upon anyone, but it's just like, as a critic, like I have to say what I want to say. Like, it is what it is.
So what is this, Ben? Since you poked me 7 times while Duarte was speaking,
so
this is what you sent me.
Dr. Doug Lieb is a little simulation thing. If you all see him, he always has a lot of like percent chance people make winners bracket, blah blah blah. So this is a simulation on kind of chances. So right now, FaZe, Toronto, and New York, I think, are all pretty much at the 170 point threshold, which is sort of the magic number to make champs. Thieves and Seattle and actually Miami are looking good. But then everybody else you see, even down to Carolina, are in sort of a 60-40.
I hope to God Carolina makes it, bro.
Boston's got a chance, but basically
they're fighting for their life down there.
I hope Carolina makes it, man. I do.
And just to repeat, based on Doug's simulations, and he tweeted about this I think last week, 170 is probably like the 100% you're in number, at least with how things are out right now. Obviously, that can change over time, but that's sort of the magic number.
Is this counting like the strength of schedules and like expected win losses? Like
I think so.
Teams?
Yeah.
Doug's a genius, so probably.
But yeah, as you can see here again,
Boston got a 0.5% chance.
17 for 4 spots. Yeah.
Boston got a 0.5% chance.
Yeah, no, that's the fact that they still have a chance is crazy.
Carolina through LAT battling for 4 spots, right?
Yeah.
Bro, no bullshit. I could just see it ending up how it is in this list. Like Minnesota and Carolina just not making it.
I think Carolina's got a good chance. I think.
Slay, don't say that, Slay.
I think Miami actually did a lot
of work.
I
told you they should have made a roster change when they had the chance.
Oh, Carolina? Man.
They look good to land though. They were actually like fairly decent at major fucking.
Hey, Ben, what have I been saying for 2 years, Ben? You always pack a punch.
Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't work out for New York, did it?
I mean,
Carolina's gonna live and die unless Carolina just world stars at a tournament. Like they're gonna live and die by their online split going into this major, like in terms of like where they shake out.
I mean, that's going to be
going from a bulldog to a chihuahua didn't work out for New York.
100% that does not help. But I'll say this: I think we have a lot of really interesting matches on schedule between Thieves and like Seattle, Miami, Vegas, Minnesota, and Carolina. And honestly, it's going to come down to which one of those teams don't shit the betting at dead last to Major 4 and which ones get top 8.
Bulldog in the chat, he said X delayed. Shout out to Kismet in chat. I agree, Sam. I hope Carolina makes it, man. I hope they make it.
Yeah, they're fun to watch when they are trying on land.
And Vegas, because of my brother Dill. and Vegas. I hope my brother Dill over at Vegas makes it as well. But yeah, this is definitely going to be coming down to the wire here at the end of the season, bro. Major 4 is going to be big.
Guys.
Yep, go ahead, Pat.
Ethan plays Atlanta FaZe first round. Tough.
Is there any world where the 4 that qualify is Seattle, Miami, Minnesota, and LAG?
Seattle, I think, are
like all the 4 that we want to make it, like don't make it.
LAG's got a like LGs can't win online matches, so I think the chance of them making it is going to be pretty fucking low because they got to get like 30 points basically. They're on 110 right now, so think about they got to get to 170. So they realistically need to win 3 or 4 matches.
I think the majority of LAG's matches that they're going up against are teams that are fighting for champs qualification. If I remember correctly about their split, they have a couple of them. I think they play Ravens first, which is like already just a massive match. So they lose that one.
Wait. Oh my
Look at
God.
their schedule.
Their schedule is
Am I not
Ravens, LAT, Heretics, Vegas, and Seattle.
Yeah, I said you. I told you they literally play.
Oh my God.
They play all of the champs qualifying teams that they need to beat. Like every single one is fighting for a spot.
Yeah, but here's the problem: is they're like 5-12 or 5-16.
Listen, bro, we can talk about all the fucking teams we want, bro. None of them are getting higher than top 6. Period. They're all gonna get top 6, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, but these guys don't want to be fucking going to champs as a spectator. You know,
they're basically going to be spectating.
Yeah, but they want to at least be able to play at the fucking event. Listen, Minnesota missed out on champs last year. Then they want to miss out on fucking champs.
Wait, I gotta ask. If you knew for a fact, right? If you knew 100%, Ben, that you were gonna lose the first match you played at champs, like instantly eliminated or double first round, whatever, do you still want to go? Like, that's a no bullshit question. Like, if you knew that you're getting double first rounded, do you still want to go?
I mean, you still make 10 grand
they want
for
to go
going.
hang out. They want to go hang out and have fun after they lose.
You get 10 grand for going. So
you get 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like, I was gonna say, do you think that there's actually a chance that some of these teams that are on the cusp of qualifying, even though we say they have potential if they potentially make a roster change, aren't making a roster change because they're just so like they don't want to take a risk right now where they're like still not guaranteed for champs to like pick up somebody or try somebody out and then end up like not making champs because of the roster change when they know they have a formula that at the very least is the bare minimum to qualify. Does that make sense?
You mean like
think
the
that's
Vegas
actually,
they looked at what Vegas said and they're like, we don't want to do that.
Do you think that's like a a chance that
I pray to God that's not a fucking idea.
I pray it's not either.
Y'all know some
I know how people I
don't know
think.
from what you put in the chat like 15 minutes ago, it probably is.
Bulls are safety netting, bro. They're like barely trying to scrape through.
Yeah.
I think there are a number of factors that go into that, and I won't be surprised that's one of them. That'll be my answer.
I think there's a big benefit of not qualifying for champs this year, as opposed to every other year in the CDL, and that's this year. If you don't qualify for champs, the weekend you'll have a head start on season 1 of XDefiant.
Oh, bro, here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
Pat, that's a good one, Slay. That's a phenomenal one, Slay. Good one. Some XDefiant promo right there.
There's gonna be so much XDefiant promo on this fucking show during this.
Rightfully so. Game's godlike.
Any other thoughts on Rostermania, guys? I mean, I think we all expected more, to be honest, from Rostermania.
I'm disappointed as a whole.
I mean, there can always be twists and turns, man. Last season,
the only team that made a change is the one that literally
doesn't need to. Yeah, the one that doesn't need to make a change.
That's so funny.
Aren't they locked? Like, at what point do you get roster locked in Major 4?
You would have thought everybody's roster locked after Major 5 last year, but apparently Boston made a fucking change, so who knows?
Oh, yeah. Well, but
roster
I'm
lock
talking
is
about, like,
a thing of the past. It doesn't exist, bro.
But, like, the normal scenarios, aren't they roster locked to at least the people they have signed to their org at some point?
The Monday before the matches of that week.
Well, I'm talking about for champs.
Well, I would have thought it was the beginning of the last split, but apparently last season that wasn't true, so.
Gotcha.
Who knows?
Right. Well, let's move on. I want to talk about some stats that were going around Reddit. They were going around Twitter. The executive producer, Benjay, put it in the group chat, so let's take a look at it. Breaking Point, they tweeted out, Atlanta FaZe win 80.3% of games without Championship Sunday in their franchise history. They only win 51.1% of matches on Champ Sunday.
Tom, you gotta hit the womp 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 when we see a red carpet on the scoreboard, bro.
All right, no problem.
There you go.
Can I start this off? Can I start this off? And you guys can say, you guys
These are
can,
your boys, Tom.
you guys can say if it's FaZe bias or not. Okay, but surely,
It's bias.
sure. Come on, Slate the fuck.
Go ahead.
When you look at the amount of times Atlanta FaZe is on Sunday, compared like the amount of maps they've played on Sunday compared to everybody else, is not even comparable.
Pull up the Reddit post. That basically demonstrates it.
You know what I mean? Like it's like.
So we're saying because they make it to so many Sundays, their numbers
they
are
have
worse.
they have way more reps. Like, bro, it's like when you play when somebody you look at like somebody's KD, right? And if somebody has 30 maps played compared to somebody who has 5 maps played, that just got into the league, right? It's kind of hard to compare their KDs because it's just completely different reps. Like,
Yeah,
I definitely think that's a factor.
What are the rest of the top 4's record?
It's around 50 to 60% for all them. If Tom pulls up the Reddit post.
I
mean,
just look at everybody else's reps compared to
I
them.
don't want to change the subject, but we got breaking news on the timeline.
Oh my god!
In the Flank production channel.
What happened? Breaking news.
Activision a judge ruled that Engine owning the cheat provider owes Activision $15 million in damages and $300,000 in legal fees.
Yeah,
damn.
Oh my god, W.
Could you imagine some loser in his basement fucking cooking up cheats that owes 15 mil to Activision?
That is insane. $15 million.
And now the Engine owning website domain is now owned by Activision.
15.
It was a default judgment, so the fucking
Ben's cam's gone, dude. He doesn't fuck with us.
Only not even like.
Happened to you,
Ben? Where'd you go, man?
Works. Oh, my cam just disappeared. What the fuck?
The hell happened to Benjay? Where's BBL Benjay?
Nothing happened. I don't know. It's got disconnected.
God.
That's actually crazy, bro.
Ben's cheating.
I got fucking pulled for cheats. Holy shit! I'll be right back though. Here we go.
That's insane.
It's default judgment, so I don't know what happened in this case that like the defense didn't even put up a defense and they just went to default. So pretty interesting.
I mean, how do you defend that? Yeah,
I was giving people wall hacks in Call of Duty. I'm guilty, Your Honor.
So what happened, bro? I wonder how much money like they were making. Like I don't even know. Like that's a lot.
They make a lot.
Like millions like that? They were making millions?
No.
I don't know about millions, but they make a lot. Not millions, but
okay,
they make a lot of money.
Now they gave it all back.
Yeah, and then some, and more, and then some.
So apparently the way the cheats work, like, is like there's people that actually make the cheats, right? And then they sell like the software of their cheats to like other cheat making companies, and then that's where you see small cheats that pop up, like random ass websites or discords that have cheats.
So they're selling like the template of it.
Exactly, and they just put their name over it, type of shit.
That's crazy.
So like
that's crazy.
The ones that actually make the cheats are the ones that like make the most money, and then everyone
Damn,
else
Chris, you kind of educated.
Yeah, I'm educated in this subject because
how do you know this, Chris?
Every fucking day.
I've been trying to tell you, Sam. I've been trying to tell you for months. This guy's cheating.
Also, the Nuke Jesus guy makes a lot of videos explaining how that stuff works, even though the guy's an idiot and called me a cheater. I actually watched all his videos because I was curious how like they did it. So cool stuff.
Did you say the Noob Jesus?
The Nuke Jesus guy on YouTube? Like he makes a lot of videos about like.
Listen, bro, I have no idea who the fuck that is, bro. Like guy's cheating hacks, bro. That guy's cheating hacks, or he's teaching hacks.
No. Like he goes in like undercover discords and like exposes them.
Ben, are you plotting over there?
Wait, and you said he called you a cheater?
Yeah, he did. He did.
He might be cooking.
He must have found something.
He might be cooking
for sure. Yeah, you got me.
So I looked up the case and it's a very weird situation because like I think Engine owning the people running it are all in a foreign country and they just never. I mean, I would have to read through all these documents, but basically, like, they just never accepted the lawsuit, and that's how you end up with a default judgment. So that's where
they just said
from.
nah.
They said, well, I think they attempted to have an attorney represent them, but I don't want to get into what ex parte means.
You get sued by Activision because they're like, nah, you keep that shit.
A lot of the people that own that shit and stuff like that, like, assume like on it, like they're trying
Your
to be
Honor,
like anonymous.
my client pleads hell nah.
They're trying to be anonymous. So they're like essentially ghosts that own this
my
shit.
client pleads
well,
oopsie
I mean,
daisies.
they're named in a lawsuit, but anyway, it just either way, it got the default judgment because they just never put up a defense. So
yeah.
Bit of an interesting one that I'll tell you on that front. But they'll never pay this.
Your Honor,
bro.
my client was standing on business.
Be hard for them to actually seek fucking payment of this.
I wonder if they're gonna go after the people that like find them somehow, because I'm assuming a lot of them are like anonymous as fuck. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like
they're in the Bahamas right now trying to get away, bro.
Federal court, and they're trying to serve people in foreign countries. It's not that easy. So.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But anyway, going back to this Championship Sundays record, to your point, Tom, obviously you see volume-wise.
Yeah, it's just more reps, but they're always on Sunday. Of course, like, bro, it's going to be... Bro, if you're always on Sunday and you have more reps, I mean, it's just like, it's completely different, bro, in my opinion. Listen, people are saying cope. That's my opinion. There's other people on the panel.
Look at the numbers, though. It's everything's around 50 to 60% depending on volume. And the first part of that graphic is very explainable. FaZe just aren't a team that...
God, get LAG to Sunday.
There's also more cheese because like they're in winners most of the time. So like if they get to Sunday, they lose twice, while teams that get to Sunday through losers, which is like a lot of like the lower tier top 4 teams every year that like rotate, they only lose once. So their like win-loss potential is just like further like buffered, if that makes sense, because they only lose once. They don't lose twice.
I think aside from the record thing, I think the point of this graphic is FaZe should win more on Sunday. Like
100%.
there's no argument that over the last 2 years they should have more championships than they have. For how good of a team they are, how consistent they are, they should be winning more grand finals, which would also sway this record quite a bit if they did.
Yeah. So I think that Zach was a good pickup in that direction, but they got to get better at not being the second or third best team on those days.
As much as Atlanta FaZe has been like the most consistent team, like we can't argue that the talent, like in terms of like the top 4, has gotten better every year. Sure, there's been a sleeper, like there's been at least a sleeper like last year, like New York, how like good they were. But in terms of like the competition, all these rosters have essentially just been slowly building up teams that can compete with them. So like, yeah, Atlanta FaZe is fucking amazing. They're great. They're consistent. But at the end of the day, these rosters are made to beat them. So we can't expect them to just sit there and run through them. They're playing against the other top 4 that are just as good as them almost.
The problem is they typically run through them online though.
Yeah. Vanguard's a big driver on that.
But some people are saying you should add.
I think that's what we need to talk about.
Yeah, LG can't get to Sunday.
We need to get LG to Sunday.
100%.
Another thing that I want to say
they
is
can't
like
get to Saturday either, which is kind of tough.
This is a team culture thing. Like you've actually had some teams come on and say that it's harder for them to like focus and try as much online as they do on LAN. And I'm sure that also stems into other top 4 teams. I feel like Atlanta FaZe, the reason why they've been so consistent regardless of their team, is their team culture. They just go hard in everything. They try their hardest. They treat everything like super important, their practice, etc. Like they just are always going hard. So like they just
not on Sunday.
They look good online. They're gonna be good on LAN. They're gonna be good at everything. They're just it's a team culture thing, bro.
Some people are saying you gotta add Optic and Dallas together. People are saying you got to add them together.
Because Dallas was its own team.
How would you do that? Because it's like 3 separate teams.
Dallas was its own team in Cold War.
Yeah, I guess because just Shotzi was on the team.
I think the biggest thing for me is that FaZe doesn't deal with adversity as well. That's always been my opinion, is that they're insane when everything's going right, but the moment something goes wrong, like I feel like they become a different team. It's my opinion.
They had it in Cold War. They had a bunch of like really good reverse sweeps in that game, but I think Vanguard is like the biggest negative driver on this graphic. Like they were decking at every fucking event that year, and a lot of that was, where some of these 1-on-1s are coming from. So I think to Chris's point, I think a lot of teams have gotten better. I think we have a very competitive top 4 in the league, as you guys have seen over the first 3 events of the season. So a lot of competition this year. And
my question is, what the hell did Breaking Point tweet out the other stat right after though? Can someone explain that to me?
What was the other stat? What did they tweet?
The Crim 6 one.
What was the Crim 6 one?
It was right after this one. Does that make any sense to you? It's on Reddit. It's also on Twitter. I can link it.
But back in the day, you played way more matches on Sunday, so that one might also be a little bit fucking scared.
No, yeah, I just don't understand this graphic.
Crim 6 record on complexity Sunday 31-4, 88.6%. All other days 77-14, 84.6% win rate. Jesus fucking model.
But this is the exact same stat for TP and myself.
Okay.
That's why I'm really confused. Yeah,
Nah, they did you dirty, bro.
That is insane. Glaze. They did you dirty. Cole, it's your team.
Yeah,
we're together the whole time.
It's the same record. That's why I'm so
Damn,
confused.
Pat, that's typical, bro.
Actual Glaze, bro. Yeah, that's a good record, Pat. Good shit.
That is a good record. That is actually crazy, bro.
That is a fucking insane record.
That's crazy. The people literally couldn't fuck with y'all. Like, it's crazy. Different times, Pat. Different times.
Yeah, different days.
Anything else to say before we move on to the tier list? We also have a little trivia here, but I don't know how long we'll spend on the tier list. We'll kind of play it by ear. We might need to save this trivia for this weekend, but I don't know if some of these matches are up to par.
I have one, and it's almost confusing to me because I saw some misinformation. We're at the bottom. Are the pros playing on the newest patch of the game, or are they playing on the?
No, they're playing on the old patch because they're not playing with updated 6-star.
Wait, you're telling me they're still swimming in the pool?
The pool is in.
They're
still
not
swimming in the pool.
They don't even get the glove thing. The glove.
The pool is in.
Oh, for the rest of the year, like what's
I believe so.
Why?
because they just don't want to update to new 6-star. They don't want to play.
I mean, I don't blame them.
This is insane.
I don't blame them,
what?
but at the same time, I don't blame them. But at the same time, like, dude, like this is the problem with COD Esports, bro. Like, it's just so
Like I said,
fucking
just
bad,
Leave
bro.
the pool in. Leave it
every
in.
time.
Oh
Listen,
my
I
god,
said
it
we're
before,
so
bro.
we're carried by personalities, bro. We're
Chat, we
carried.
won.
Listen.
Sharksy is alive.
I've said this before.
No, they're all
Deputize,
spamming
Spin
Sharksy.
is Spence. Just let Spencer make decisions.
We are
Talk it up.
carried. We are
The
carried
pool
by
adds comedic
personalities,
value
bro.
that we need. Leave it in.
I
Make it
mean,
good.
I'm happy. I played the new 6-star today. I rotated to the wrong hill. It was a new one. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I'm happy they changed it. Honestly,
Tom,
at this
you live
point,
off the papaya. I'm not
they
gonna
should
lie.
just revert. No, it's been a long couple days. I'm not gonna lie. I've been going through a lot. A lot of 1v1s. I've been playing guys from Qatar, and they were shitting on me. I mean, bro, it was fucking nuts. By the way, we got to talk about the Middle East scene a little bit because, bro, there's actually a big scene in the Middle East when it comes to Call of Duty. I kind of want to show them some light, bro, because I was talking to some of those guys, and obviously it's just very difficult for them to get involved. But just based on talking to them, like they have a big community out there, bro. I actually didn't know that, which is really cool. So like trying to get that community involved a little bit would be really cool. You know what I mean?
I just watched
Yeah,
them destroy everyone in 1v1 chows.
Yeah.
Bro,
That's
they're
the extent
actually
of my Middle
good. Like
Eastern
they're
knowledge.
actually good players. Like they're not bad players. Like they're
I think
actually
the
really
tough
good.
thing for them is visas and just like
I know,
trying to
that's what we were
compete in
talking about
mainline
today.
COD competitions. They got to move to Europe. That's what Falcons did last year and this year. Like it's tricky for them with the region issue.
Yeah, no, we
Blame
were.
Activision. We could have been at the fucking World Cup, the world, whatever it's called, the big tournament for like all
Saudi
the games.
Arabian, the one in Saudi
Well,
Arabia.
yeah.
Esports World Cup.
Isn't that
Blame
still up in the air?
Activision,
That's still up in the air, Ben. No.
There's still some TBD spots.
Yeah, there's
so
some
we'll-
TBD,
I mean,
bro.
the thing is, they announced like all the games, so that's why I was like wondering. I'm like, well, we don't see
They
COD there.
left some slots in there. There's some chatter. We'll see.
All
what
right,
happens.
well, hopefully they change it because I'd love to see not only the CDL teams go there, but hey, maybe some other teams. You know.
Yeah,
I don't know how
no,
they're gonna do it.
it would be cool to get people there. That would be sick. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of esports there, right, Ben? There's gonna be all kinds of
Yeah.
esports
There's
there.
a shit ton.
There's a
That's
lot
gonna
of
be
shit going on.
that's gonna be so lit to watch.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really cool. So stay tuned for that. You guys ready to move on to the tier list?
Tier list.
Alrighty, ladies
Tier
and
list,
gentlemen.
tier list.
We got all 12 teams here. We're
All
gonna
right,
do
what's
a
the
tier list.
criteria that we're going on?
Boston Breach F tier.
Sure, throw them down there. What's the
Down.
criteria that we're going on?
I
For
think we should
inform.
go on after.
The whole year?
Because we did predictions for the
No,
last
no,
one.
I don't think we should do
Let's
the whole
let's
year.
let's do current form.
I think we should do current form
Current
based
form,
after
okay.
current form after Major 4 or after Major
okay.
3.
Okay.
The problem is if we do current though, all we're gonna do is just make a major 3 placement list. That's always been the issue of doing current.
No,
We're
not
just gonna make a
necessarily.
placements list. I mean, it would be Optic Phase 1-2, no? And
Okay,
then,
let's do. You guys
Toronto
want
and then New York.
you want to predict like how they're gonna look towards
That's what we did
the
last major. That's what we did before.
So
I
like,
wonder how
predicting-
do we turn out
Yeah,
on that?
you are
Anyone got a
right.
link?
Pat's actually right, bro. He's right.
It was
We
probably
can't do
dog
that.
shit. It was dog shit because we had Miami Heretics in Seattle in bad spots. I remember.
I don't remember anything that we did other than Toronto, and everyone cooked us.
Yeah, I think major 4 predictions is the best way to go.
Yeah, I'm down to do Major 4 predictions. Let's do it. I got
Sure.
Boston Breach F tier.
Yeah, leave them there.
Way to lock us in.
Unless Major Maniac can turn this ship around, and if
no.
anybody's gonna do it, it's Major Maniac, folks. If I think that's it's Major Maniac's time to shine now. You know what I mean?
fear just like the Florida Meteor stint with him. I think they're going to be stuck in the harbor, Tom.
yeah, it's a good one, Benjay. It's a phenomenal one. It's a good one right there.
No problem. No problem.
Let's move on to the next team. We got the Vegas Legion. Obviously, they go to the event. They struggled. They had just picked up Johnny, so you know, kind of getting that chemistry up with Johnny. Johnny didn't really have much time to kind of settle in with these guys, but going into Major 4, where would you have them?
Bro, the problem with this
I'm not
team
gonna lie
is
to you. I got him in C.
C tier,
They have-
Sam?
they have no fucking ice, bro. They get to game 5s and like they're just not.
They have no
good.
ice, and their
They do have no
schedule's
ice.
hard as fuck.
Their schedule is insane.
But-
I'm going to
but-
read you the schedule right now. Toronto, Optic, New York, Seattle, LG Thieves, Rocker.
Oh my
They getting
God.
3 wins.
I
don't
got
think
him.
so.
I got him D.
Yeah,
They're
I got-
getting cooked.
I think they're getting
Oh,
B. and
man.
maybe they
After
win
that
one
schedule,
Atlanta, they
that's
get top
tough.
three.
Yeah, I think no matter what, they're starting in losers.
Yeah.
The sucky thing is they're just one. They're literally 1-1 with Johnny, bro. That's literally the record. They've won a game online and then just lost on land.
Yeah, but it's
immediately.
against Boston and
That's
Miami,
crazy.
So
Yeah,
let's-
Poor
let's
Johnny,
slow
bro.
on that real quick.
Poor Johnny.
Poor
Just
Johnny,
go
man. He's getting thrown into the ringer, bro.
Legion are the only team to not have won a round 11 all year.
Fucking.
That's
What's their
that ends
record?
this stage. They'll do it. I promise.
That's
What's
fucking-
their
round
record
11s have
in
they had?
round? Yeah, what's their record
a
in round
lot,
11?
actually.
I don't know, but it's not, yeah, I feel like a lot.
They have been in 6 round 11s in their own 6.
Damn, that's actually crazy. Damn, can't
We've
close
seen
on one.
like remember
That's
like
6
the
series
the
wins.
plays-
That's 60 points.
Yeah, but you see the
Actually,
play-
wait, no, I could have been map
because on the
twos.
map 2s, but you've seen like the plays like the diffuse play, the fucking Nero play from the last major, not the one we just came from. Like they made some pretty boneheaded decisions those round 11s, a lot of do nothing. So
Yeah.
yeah, they need to get some fucking ice.
Mm-hmm. I'm cool putting them in D tier, especially after hearing the schedule. I just see them
I think they're in
struggling.
a real tough spot.
All right, we got the Seattle Surge coming up next. I think Seattle, they turned our heads a little bit at the event. You know, they showed some moments where
Thinking like C,
like mid-pack,
low
right?
B,
Like
C.
I was thinking C. I was thinking C tier.
I was thinking C.
No, I was
Yeah,
thinking B.
C tier.
I was
Thinking
thinking
like
B.
low.
Were you,
B,
Chris? You were
C.
thinking B, Chris? Why were you thinking B, Chris?
Because I actually just like the map pool, the maps that came in and stuff like that. It just suits their playstyle. They've actually like looked good. Like, and that's saying something considering Brezzy's getting pooped on, but they've actually looked good. They're good at
You don't
search.
think they overperformed any at Major 3?
No, I actually think when looking at the teams now, like and the way like with how we're seeing like no roster changes from like pretty much most of the teams, I think B is fine. Like I think they're gonna be like a top 8, top 6 contender the
B's
whole
not
time.
too bad because realistically,
I
it
think
seemed like they were playing well against everybody but the top 4 teams, right? Once you get to those fundamentally
Yeah.
sound teams, it seems like that's where they kind of struggled. They're kind of all over the place. So B tier doesn't make it.
Bro,
Doesn't make it's not that bad.
Abuza's been so good too. Like
Can't
I think,
believe
like,
it.
Like he's actually been so
My-
good. 04's
Brain
been
dead fucking.
04's been good. You argue that who can like Brezzy have been their 2 worst players, but like in terms of like their play style, they're good at search. And like their respawns, like their control is not that terrible anymore in comparison to how it
They're
used
like
to be.
one of the
and
best
their-
control teams in Major or at Stage 3.
Yeah, and their hard points have been like decent. Like I feel like they're good for like a map or two, like every time.
They just
when it
run them
comes to
down,
that.
bro. They just run
Yeah,
these shit
exactly.
teams down.
The only issue is their map pool might start getting vetoed. Like they played a lot of like 6 stars in general, and like they
They're-
were good at it. So
I think to your point, I think Seattle C tier is a good spot because I think they will still slide in the 6th or 8th. But I'm a little concerned that their like hit the front heavy style is going to get countered. People know what they're expecting. They're not going to play a lick of a Vista hard point. This split, I assume, like high rise control. The control actually really wasn't that good once you took out like high rise because they were like
They were good at invasion.
they won a couple of invasions, especially at land, but online they were like really poor in Karachi. They lost almost every Karachi control they played. And that was a lot. The S&D actually was not as good statistically as you thought it was in stage 3, but it was covered by like really good series where they would win 3 respawns. And I think they're one of the rare bottom 8 teams that I think consistently win that way. So I think looking at their schedule, I'm gonna read you guys who they have because I think you'll probably back me up. Toronto, Rocker, New York, Boston, Vegas, Miami, LAG. They're going to win 3 or 4. And
So they only played 2 of the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think C is probably a good spot for them.
I'm down to keep him C. Any objections except for Duarte?
I just don't really know who's
don't
going to
hate
be
them in
above
B.
them in B.
I don't
Like,
hate to put them in B.
Like who else is going to be in B above them?
That's what I
Like,
was
it-
thinking. Who
Well,
else
it depends
will?
if we put Toronto in
New
A
York.
and like New York in B.
Toronto in
sure.
A.
Toronto in A.
Put Toronto because we put like are we gonna put a gap between them? Do you want to put them in B and like we're gonna put
No,
three
we're
next
gonna
to
put
them?
3 of them in S, and we're gonna put
I'm
New
not
York
gonna
in
spoil
A.
the rest of the tier list, even though it's fucking blatantly obvious. Surge is a B tier team right now. You're not arguing it. You can't say C, bro. What?
I think Seattle's B.
We can put them in B and then we'll see how the top.
I'm down to
4
put him in B.
stack
I'm down. I don't think it's that. When you really think about it, it makes sense, bro. You look at them compared up
just
to the rest of the
worried.
teams, except for the top 4. It's seems
I'm
like
just
a
worried
good
when
pack.
we get to Miami, we're gonna say they're B tier too,
Hell
and they
no.
are not.
Bro, the weird thing.
I would
about
start
Surge
with Miami.
before we
Where would
move
you
on-
put them? Slay in the C tier?
I wanted
C.
to-
C.
Oh, okay.
I agree with that.
Miami's
They're
a weird
chalked
one.
at now that the teams are just gonna veto.
I mean, it's weird because they caught fire here in the last like 3 match weeks we had, and they won like 4 of the 6 games they played. Only really losing to FaZe and Optic, and they were really good at 6-star S&D in both this series. So to your point, I think people like,
But they have to play
definitely
high
gonna
rise if they
start-
veto that.
but that's
And
what
they're
I'm
really
saying.
good at
I,
high rise.
I think the only counter to that is there'll still be people in high rise. So that's like a real good bread and butter map they have.
This
I don't think
this
these
team
maps
played
are
well
bread and
because of
butters
medals.
for them, bro.
Because-
Like
I-
they're
I
obviously
will
good at the
say-
map, but
high rise
Achilles-
and 6-star are 100% bread and butter S&D.
you don't
for
think
them.
teams can still beat them on it? Like just because they have a
They're
good record on it right
9-1
now?
on maps. What are you gonna
Those
do?
maps are bread and butter
Yeah.
for Miami. I'm gonna be
I mean,
honest.
if they can,
They've been good at high rise
they-
all season.
they're always in jeopardy of losing
Yeah.
because they're objectively less talented than the top 4 teams. But
Bro,
to
I
say
just
they're
think
not
they
bread
played
and
well
butters
because Metal
against
stopped
everybody
getting
else is
turned
crazy.
on.
Yeah.
That helps.
Metals did start shooting back. I'm not
Metal
gonna lie.
stopped getting turned on, and this team played well. Real's their only consistent good player.
I will
Like
say
Lucky was like mid-pack consistent, but then he was just like kind of whatever once Metal started playing well. And then Metal stopped getting turned on, and they performed, and Real's still the only, again, reliable
The
player.
only issue, Sam, is that they were terrible at control in stage 2, and although they got a good placing this major, they were still not that good at control, and that's how they ended up losing those.
Listen, I'm not arguing on their behalf. I think they're C.
I think
Yeah,
there's. I think
there's.
I think they're C, but like the gap between them and Surge is like not that like much higher.
Surge currently is 12th in terms of average points scored in hardpoint. Like, are we really saying they're
but they were getting smoked last stage, and they
were fucking terrible for a while, and
they
then
got a lot better.
they got so much better with their current team with 04 on their team and the role swapping.
And Miami's schedule is.
04's been good for these guys, bro. To be fair,
Doesn't Miami play like 3 of the top 4?
He's been really good in search and like the occasional hardpoint map, but he's been awful in control. So I like there's a lot to work on there.
As much as Surge like lacks talent, like I feel like they genuinely have kind of have a grasp now of like the pace you need to play Respawn in this game. Like when you compare it to the top 4 teams, they're just objectively way less talented, so they just get shit on by them.
And they put their challenger AR prospect on an AR.
But they actually kind of like use teamwork. Like even though it looks funky because they're just fucking flying, like they're
just worse optic last year.
Because they simplified the game. They simplified the game for themselves.
They're literally worse optic from last year.
Yep, Sam's correct. They literally just simplified the game for themselves, and it's pretty straightforward how they play, and it's very effective because they just get the trades.
They're worse optic.
Teamwork. Obviously, it's counterable because people are going to learn to funnel them, and it's going to be difficult. But the remaining schedule for Seattle, we're talking about. We're going to talk about Miami. We're talking about Seattle. We're talking about.
Doesn't Miami play 3 of the top 4?
Who does Miami play, Ben?
Miami plays. This last split for Miami, they have Optic, Rocker, LAG, and Toronto. So interesting 4, and then they close out with Carolina, Seattle, and Atlanta FaZe. So it's a very mixy schedule.
It's tough schedule.
Yeah, they play 3 of the top 4 teams, but they have some winnable ones in there. So I could see. I mean, this is gonna be one of those splits where like fucking 2 and 5 gets in a winners bracket. So if they get 3 wins, they're gonna be in a really good spot to make champs.
2 and 5.
Because they're on 130 right now.
I
So
still
you'd
think
think 160 would be potentially enough. Potentially.
Okay, are you guys cool with having Miami in C right now? I know Pat, your argument right now is to put Seattle in C, right? That's your argument right now, Pat.
Yeah. Well, I'm cool with this.
We'll keep him there for now. The Minnesota Rocker, me personally, I'd have him in D tier. I'm not a fan of the
D or
roster.
F, bro. I fucking hate this team.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie,
going
bro.
off what Ben.
I don't know if we can go F tier with Boston.
It might be in hell tier. That poke is hell tier.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. There's 3 teams I want to put in F. This is the state of the
LAG,
league.
Rocker, and Boston are all in F.
I like it.
Yeah, I want to put them in F. They're just not good, and there's
LAG.
I'd have LAG at the top, Minnesota Rocker in the middle, Boston at the bottom.
I think Rocker's probably in D.
Bro, but did you see what Ben got told about
the
this
poke
team?
was crazy. Leave him in F.
The poke was crazy.
The poke is crazy. Leave him in F.
The poke was kind of crazy.
I think Vegas is better than all these guys.
Standy is in C. The rest of the roster is in F, bro.
That's crazy. That's insane.
I think Vegas is definitely better than all 3 of those guys. I'm cool with leaving them in F. Those fuckers suck.
Minnesota's schedule though is also very hard. Boston, Seattle, Miami. So like outside of Boston, 2 bubble teams.
Wait, that's Minnesota's schedule?
Minnesota schedule.
Okay.
Boston, Seattle, Miami. Optic, New York, and Toronto in the middle. So they have the same fucking problem they had last stage. And they close out with Vegas. I think it's gonna be real tough for this team to get 3 wins. That schedule. Because
they're getting cooked.
Tough one. Yeah, I think they're gonna have to make like a fucking lose bracket run and get like top 6 maybe in order to get in champs. So I think F is a good spot.
Fuck yeah.
You guys cool with the way I have it ordered in F? I put LG at the top of F, and I put Minnesota in the middle.
You know what I like about how we have it right now is every team that's on the list is the shape of this tier list.
No way.
Like
bro, what the?
It's an L.
Just an L.
Bro.
It's an L.
It's a good one.
Oh my god, we have
one,
bro. Oh my god, we have a quarter of the league in F.
It's got an L spam in the chat. Yeah, we do got a quarter of the league in F. That's insane. That's actually insane.
We're in L, bro.
That's crazy.
Shit.
That actually
Royal
is crazy.
Ravens, put him in C.
Carolina, Royal Ravens. I'd probably have him top of C, bottom of C, above Miami.
Top of C. I think the top of C or in B. I'm a Carolina fanboy.
I'm in the
same.
same
On predictions, I would probably go ahead.
I'm a Carolina fanboy.
Who they playing, Benjay? Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
LAG, New York, FaZe, Thieves, Optics. They play 3 of the top 4.
Ooh.
Never mind.
Oh
Put 'em
my
behind
god.
it.
No,
Oh my god.
Because I think LAG they'll beat. Thieves is an interesting
I
one.
think
They
And
play
Miami
all
Ball-
top 4. You
Ravens
just listed
is-
all
Ravens
top
is
4.
No, they don't play
Salvation.
Toronto.
Three.
They don't
Three
play
out of the
Toronto.
4. 3 out of the
Ravens
4.
is
But they
salvation
have
is
Miami
going to be
and
that they're good on
Boston.
land. I was going to say,
I got
like,
3.
yeah,
Put them
I'm
an
fine
S
with,
on
I'm
land
fine
and
with
an
them.
F on line.
I'm fine with them being in C. It's more so the fact that, again, I want to reiterate the gap between like B, C, like at least with the teams we have in there now, is really not that high. Like that, it's like a C plus type of deal with like these teams.
Yeah, they took first map against Seattle.
I think they're
Bro,
better than
fucking
Miami.
melted
Though.
after
We
that.
got to put them
bullshit.
above Miami.
No bullshit. This whole stage is going to come down to which top teams give wins away to these bottom teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think any of them are going to. So it's going to come to the bottom teams.
But
and
you
who's
think
the
they
best
go?
on
You think
Six
they
Star
go
and Vista?
winless against them? You think the top 4 just don't lose to anyone except the top
I mean,
4?
New York's the wild card because I think Toronto, FaZe, and Optic
Bro, New York
are
farm
pretty good
shitters online
until last stage in which they fucking didn't when
until
they
they
lost to,
didn't.
like,
But New York typically
until they
farm
lost
shitters
to
online.
Carolina and Seattle last stage.
Yeah,
Like,
well, New York is also getting pooped on.
I have Carolina at the top of
I
the
think
C right
Carolina's
now.
better than
once,
Miami.
like Boston beat fucking Toronto, like we've seen a couple, but
Tom, I don't mind it. It's like I said, it's just one of those things where these 3 teams in specific, and we'll probably add a 4th one here in the next one. They're so close in terms of like I can't predict who's gonna like confidently win.
But yeah,
But Thieves
fourth
is
one.
C.
You
Go
think
ahead,
Thieves?
segue.
Really? You think Thieves should
Yeah,
be
I
in
think
C?
Thieves is around C. Yeah, as well.
I think they're
like,
D.
they're all close. You think they're D?
I don't know, bro. I thought these were gonna change. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought they were
Why do you
gonna
think they're D?
change. Bro,
Nah, I
because they
don't
look
think
they
they're-
don't
I
look
don't think
they don't
they're
look
D.
coordinated in respawn. Sam, I feel like I'll be honest, Sam. Seems kind of kill hoary to me watching them play. Seems kind of kill hoary. Seems like they're kind of on like different pages. Like sometimes I feel like they're not like as a unit. Like
I don't
even
think they get kill horn. I dead ass. They look like they don't know.
Even
what
like
to do.
even like
yeah,
the
D
stacks.
won
and-
one.
Hold on. I'm talking.
One.
Even like
Down for D.
even like the control, Sam. Like when it comes to like stacking.
No,
and
they don't
shit,
stack the
Like
point,
they
bro.
don't like
They don't stack the point.
Bro, when they get kills, like they don't get together quick enough. Like they don't react accordingly. Like they seem like they're all over the map, and sometimes bro, like they're talented. So if Kremp is shooting and like some of these guys are shooting, like the maps will go good for them. You know, like they'll get some map wins on the board. But if they can get their gameplay like more fundamentally sound and like all be on the same page, I'll move them up. You know what I mean? I just feel like
I think
they just didn't impress me, bro. They haven't been impressing me. I'll be honest.
Hold on. Tom, I know Kremp was on like, FC Black this year, but he has not played that good for them this year.
Well,
We
he's
all agree on that?
bro, because that's what
He's hella
I never, but I
He gets
never,
thrown
but
in the
control
absolute
players in the league.
But I
cycle,
never- but
bro.
I
He
didn't
doesn't know
say-
how to. He doesn't know how
did
to
I
get
say
out
he
of the
played good?
cycle.
Did I say he played good? I wasn't
I
saying.
mean, he's been decent in search, but the respawns have been.
I'm
very
just saying
poor
the
at him.
way
They
they
need to step
play,
up.
the way they play, but it's very inconsistent. Like they'll have their moments where they pop off, but it's like it's very inconsistent. Like,
They're
very-
prone to severe blackouts on stage.
severe blackouts, bro. Severe blackouts.
And by the way, chat, D is not crazy. We've had both of these teams, Vegas, granted Vegas was last stage, not this one, where they had good online splits and both basically placed the same on LAN. Thieves and Vegas literally had identical stages in terms of performance. One did it in Major 3 and the other one did it in Major 2.
Yeah,
Am
Major-
I fucking wrong?
No, Thieves
Bro.
had the easiest schedule last split, and Vegas had the easiest schedule prior.
Exactly, and they both placed identical.
They both went
after
5
they-
and 2 online.
They both placed identical. Like they are both D tier teams. Jesus. Can't
Bro,
talk.
the problem with this is Thieves is one LAN win this season. Vegas have 2, Miami have 2, Carolina have a fucking bunch. Like, bro, these CD teams just like fucking cannot execute on
Also,
LAN.
this is our predictions to how these teams are going to shape out. It's not like looking at their whole year. So people are saying like, yeah, Miami, blah blah blah. I actually think Miami will probably place better like than the teams underneath them, probably.
I have no faith in any consistency from any of these teams.
Agreed.
That
Agreed.
too.
How many times have
I'm
we
not going to tell you that any of these teams are
How
going
many
to be better
times
than
this year
any
have
of
we
the other
changed the fifth best team? How many
There
times
isn't
between
one.
Miami,
Fuck, Tom,
Seattle,
because they
Thieves,
blow it
Carolina,
next week, bro. I'm tired of
Minnesota,
this shit, man. I'm
Vegas?
tired.
It always changes. I mean, every
for
week
Dawson.
we're like, it's been bad. I mean, we'll obviously see going into stage 4. We'll see if anybody can kind of take a little lead there regarding
New York,
5
put 'em
to
in
12.
A.
But New York A tier.
Yep,
Yeah.
And then what? You guys are thinking Optic FaZe Ultra S? Is that what you were thinking? Sam?
Yes.
that's what I would do.
Are we like New York's such a weird situation because they're just like I feel bad for them because they're just like clearly the 4th best team and it's because they just cannot figure out hard point. Like the S&D's been pretty good. They've got a decent control map pool, but the hard points have just killed them in these series where they just lose 3-0, 3-1. They just cannot figure out a way to consistently execute in that game mode. It's
I
real
do.
tough.
I don't know why. I just have this like random feeling that I feel like either at Major or at Champs, they're gonna put together and at least like upset one of the top 3. At one of them.
Who do you guys have winning Major 4? That's who should go front in our S tier.
Honestly, I have no clue. I actually had no idea.
I would say, listen,
We got a 33% chance. Start firing, boys.
Yeah, it's like that. I actually have no idea.
I got FaZe.
I think FaZe, because, bro, it was the last event was so weird for them because respawn wise was very good, and they pulled up to the event and they just could not win fucking S&Ds, and they couldn't win S&Ds unlike like the week or two before the event too. Like they cleaned up the search. Their respawn and control map pools are fucking
Like
insane.
it's just so easy to
So
say
tough
FaZe
for
because
them
of
to counter them.
consistency.
FaZe lost 8 of their last 9 S&Ds.
Yeah, but
Like,
S&Ds is a huge problem.
that's
They
crazy.
fixed that
That's
really good.
why. That's why they
so
lost.
unlike them.
They got Neslo'd in every series they lost at Major 3. Like if they just win 50%, they win every series 3-1.
Yeah.
So I got FaZe winning. I think they're still the best team.
Well, yeah, they're the most consistent team. The best team is like the best team is like just so irrelevant in terms of that. Like, Optic literally is good, but they had a unbelievable Sunday, and then Ultras again, like they're right under the consistency bubble of like FaZe, and then like I don't know, Optic's been consistent too. What do they get? They got like a second and a first.
All of them have the
They
exact
all
same
got the
place.
same thing. Optic's been
All of them have the
consistent,
same
bro.
place.
They've been slamming
Ultra
everyone.
need to
Can we
go
talk
through
about
loser bracket,
Toronto?
bro.
Can we
They've
talk
been
about
consistent,
Toronto?
bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
They need to
have
go
been
through
too.
loser bracket, Ben.
They
Optic's
had
been
a
insane.
great major one, but
I
bro,
think
the
they
last
beat
like
FaZe.
three. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying. I think Toronto's event ended when they beat FaZe in the winner bracket final.
That's fucking insane to say.
Like
though.
I
How does
literally
this team
think that
shit
was the
bed?
championship for them.
Bro,
Like,
what happens to this
that's what it
team
felt
where they-
like.
Bro, like outside of Major 1, the last 2 other finals they played, fried New York and then got fucking Kentucky fried at Champs Grand Finals. And then at this event, they looked great, you know, pretty much all winners bracket, and they've had an absolute egg against Optic in Grand Finals. Like,
Bro,
we talk about FaZe not being able to execute on something. Like, this
bro,
Toronto team, I don't know what happened.
well, to
Grand
be
Finals
fair,
recently,
bro, I'm not
sure.
gonna lie. The thing is though, bro, the way Optic was playing on that Sunday, like it didn't matter, bro. Like they were not losing. I'll say it again. That was probably some of the most impressive like COD I've probably seen out of a team in a while. Like just that shit looked like.
Yeah, but you still can't
were
get. You
in
still
all
should
Yeah,
get
but
five
the
out,
problem
4
is
out,
the
though.
problem is that was just
None
one
of those
day
matches were
though.
close.
No, I know it's one day. I
Like
know,
how
I
they looked
know.
on Saturday was nothing like that. Like we
you-
were literally like, I don't even know if
Bro,
Optic's
it
gonna
just-
make
bro,
it when
hold
we
on,
saw
Chris,
their
you're
first
telling
year.
me hold on,
everything was
hold on.
everything was going right for them, bro. It was insane.
You're telling me Toronto can't figure out a way and build those hard points to get like 200 points? They got blown. Every map in that fucking series is a blowout.
No, I
Every
mean I'm
map
not making
in the
I'm
New
not
York
making
series, the Grand
excuses.
Finals at Champs is a blowout.
I'm not making excuses for him, bro. It was just one of those things. Like I even like I think I talked to Toby, I think at a bar, and I was like asking him like what happened, like what in the finals, and he's just like, bro, it just felt like every time I would see him, like I couldn't kill him. Like they were just like the other team was just on mega fire, bro. Like unfuckwittable mode. I obviously like looking at it from an objective standpoint, you don't
Look
you're
at Tom
not, like,
producing right now, bro.
you're not looking at it like that. You're
course.
just like, oh yeah, these teams they should be able to play like better. You know what I mean? But like,
I'm gonna say this,
bro,
about
they
Toronto,
were they were on a different level, brother.
I mean,
Mhm.
yes, but Toronto's still good enough. They should make those maps competitive. even
No,
if they get blown out.
100%. But I'm 100%. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I don't buy
like,
that fucking excuse
looking
at all.
looking at it from like a stats perspective and like a overall consistency perspective, you would expect them to have good games, but like, bro, sometimes you just play, you spawn in, and the other team is literally God. You lost,
The other team is God. You lost.
That's an
bro. That was the most
online-
absurd final I've ever watched. They
Nah,
literally.
no, it wasn't. Last year's
No, you're
Champs final was the most
so
absurd
fucking
final.
hard. It's
No, I'm
Bro,
talking about how
what
they.
am I hearing right
okay, bro. They literally couldn't fucking kill him, bro.
Last year's
That's
Champs
not
was the
an
most
excuse to
one-sided
lose
final
by
I've ever watched.
150
Yeah,
plus
okay,
in
that-
both
yeah,
hard
sure.
points and get slammed into control and get
There's
slammed
no
in the
way
S&D.
that was the most one-sided.
Okay, it's not. It's not.
What's the
but
most
it was
one-sided?
It was absurd to
The,
watch.
the
like,
most one-sided grand final of all time.
You're about to hit me
was-
with some obscure shit.
No,
It was against me.
it was COD Ghost at UGC.
Okay, exactly. Some shit. Yeah, okay.
Sam, best of 11 continuation. We 6-0'd them.
6-0. We got
3-0,
fried.
3-0. They were out. It was
Yeah,
the
that's
fastest.
crazy.
It was a
Yeah, my
6-0 that was a best
Chris,
of
we're not
5.
fighting back.
Hey,
Bullshit.
you can't
Chris,
fight
you weren't
back
fighting
after
back,
that,
bro?
I fucking knew it was mine, bro. I remember playing Pat
Dude, it
in that
was
grand final, and we
insane.
got world.
Is
Yeah,
that when you
Chris
spawned
knew
in
it was
the other team
brewing
was
up.
God
He
and
knew it
then
was
you-
brewing up,
Sam,
bro.
it was every
Nah, bro.
map, bro. It was
you
just
all was
like
crazy. You all was crazy. So
record.
We got into finals, and Pat made this absurd losers run from like losers round 1 to like make it to the finals,
right?
because they lost the fucking shitter. Because they lost the shitter.
Wasn't that stun? Was that stun?
Bro,
Yeah.
You want to know
White
I
truck?
said? You want to know I said that sometimes like it was this thing that I just said. I said sometimes you just play against a team and it's like you can't buy one. You can't buy a kill.
They spawn it. You spawn the other team's god.
Everything is just going wrong. You can't buy one. Well, I experienced it once before, and that was the time. So yeah, I know what it's like, bro. You spawn in, and the other team just can't make a mistake. They don't give you one, and then when you get a fair gunfight, you just get world starred. Like that's literally what was happening.
But here's a problem, Chris. Is like my concern with Toronto, when you look at their overall stats in the last like 2 splits, they have a massive slaying problem, and they are getting away with scrap.
That's because Jamie and Envoy are getting turned on.
Bro, they have 2 players that are not shooting back, and I got to tip Scrap.
Bill's been better
He's
lately,
having an
though.
insane fucking season right now. If Scrap was not playing this way, we would be having a very different.
But the thing is, Scrap is playing this way, and he's going to continue to play this way.
It's an unsustainable way to play.
You might not think from a team perspective.
Bro, Paco and Scrappy end up teaming up together at the end of the year. That'd be insane.
It'd be insane. But Envoy and Jamie got to start playing better consistently. Toby, listen, he's the entry player. Like he's not dropping a 1-5 every series.
FaZe and Optic are definitely the top 2.
Dill's been better though. Like all bias aside, I think Dill's actually been playing better as of late. Jamie is just like a non-factor in respawns.
Bro,
I've said this before. Reason why 6-star SNE is really good.
I've said this before, and I don't know what it is. Jamie has not adapted his way, his play style from COD to COD like anyone else. Like he's been playing the same way since Cold War, and in certain games it works, in certain games it just doesn't feel as good. And this is one of those games where he needs to adapt, bro. Like he's got to play with some fucking speed and find a way to find his form there, because he has been. Granted, he's been good. I'm not saying he's been bad, because obviously we're looking at fucking one of the best teams in the game.
He's been bad.
Obviously won. But no, I'm not. I'm saying bad in relative to
I'm
everyone.
saying he's been bad.
Okay, bro. You can say that. You can say that. But I'm saying
no,
he has been the same player for years, bro.
Wait, we gotta bring this up.
Bring it up, Pat.
Chris, you were getting cooked.
Dude.
Look, I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat.
Oh, no, dude.
Brother.
Oh, no.
I know I was getting cooked. I know.
Oh, no. We brought it up.
Fucking.
It was an hour VOD? A 1 hour VOD for a
best of 11?
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, man.
Well, commercial break.
27 and 13.
Nah, this
I was just. It was strike zone, Sam. It was strike zone.
That bad? I was getting cooked, but I didn't get cooked that bad in that screenshot.
If your Rambo is costing you.
I had 27 kills on a half. That was 27 kills on a half.
Damn,
but somebody's got to help. It strikes, so nobody's hopping flags other than Joe. Because you guys are kill horn. Joe's the only one hopping flags, bro.
Tom, that was just halftime, Tom.
Oh, Jesus.
We had a whole nother half.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that when you had to end the game and then restart it again on the opposite side? What a fucking time.
Crack takes. Oh my god.
You ever see my 43 and 23 when I was on denial? Strike zone Dom slay against Optic. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about that though, Pat. They talk about
strike
the 4
zone
and 23.
Dom flow was unreal.
Put us in D tier, Tom.
Wait, anyways. You like that gamer tag? That was when I put out the 15 tips and we
had some iconic tags.
The 423 spam in the chat.
You had some iconic tags.
Yeah, no practice and then just smoking crits.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm down. I feel like Optic's been pretty.
That was my favorite.
I feel like Optic's been pretty consistent too. I feel like this tier list is fair like this. But if you guys want me to move FaZe,
bro, all 3 of the top teams had the same placings. They've all been consistent. They've all won an event. They've all had the same placings on the season.
We need our major 4 winners. Each of us go.
I mean, I'm biased. Going to say Atlanta FaZe. I just their consistency. I'm
taking FaZe because I had a TikTok in the offseason to accurately predict all of the major winners, and if FaZe wins this and Ultra wins champs, I hit.
That champs.
Wait, are you for real?
That was before I was on the show, Pat. Okay. You had nothing to do with that.
Wait, Sam, are you for real? You predicted champs winner? Or you predicted the winners majors 1 through 3.
Up to this point, I have been accurate. If FaZe wins this coming major, and Ultra wins champs, I would have predicted all of the major winners.
That's actually insane. That is actually crazy.
Well, you picked the major winners, not the ones.
Not in order,
right?
but I would have. I had how many each would.
I'm just gonna throw one out there since I think most of us are going with FaZe. I'll just say Optic.
I thought you were about to say New York.
I think. Listen,
New York's got to get one.
Listen,
right?
bro. New York is Paco. Yo, that guy's insane.
Yeah,
bro, he is literally like the hard carry. Bro, I'm surprised like people don't talk about it more. I mean, people do kind of talk about it. I mean, let's be honest. But bro, Paco is nuts. My chat's been roasting me all week because I've been glazing Paco. But bro, Paco's actually insane. The things that he does by like, bro, New York be keeping up with Optic FaZe Toronto strictly because of Paco. If you watch the games.
Here's a problem with New York. As a team, they're 5-5 on Rio across all game modes, 2-3 on 6-star across all game modes, and 1-4 in Vista. It's just, bro, like, yeah, they're a solid evasion search team, but all of their good maps have been removed from the pool, like Skid Row Hardpoint. They have to get better.
Skid Row Hardpoint. That's been 2 stages.
I do love Paco. I think Paco's insane, bro.
But like, they've just not been good at the new maps, and that's what's fucking killed them in respawns. Like,
they're just slow to adapt to new maps.
Yeah, they got to figure out because the S&D's good. Although I will say, like, people started to chip away at some of their bread and butters. They haven't played a lot of high-rise just because it's been getting vetoed. They've been very good in invasion, but
they're the best control team, I'd say. They've been nuts.
I think FaZe only lost 1 control this split, I believe.
New York's been fucking crazy in control.
Yeah,
they have.
FaZe was 10-1 this split in control, so I think statistically they were number 1.
Well, statistically, sure, but New York's fucking unreal at control from what we've watched. It's like offensively on like invasion and stuff like that. They've been nuts. Jesus.
Sorry for the flashbang.
Man, I'm like so bummed I'm missing these.
Yes.
Wow, these are bangers.
Dog shit on Friday. Scroll down. Let's see what else we got.
Dog shit on Friday. We got Miami, Optic, Toronto, Vegas. It's gonna be a big one
dog
for
shit on
Vegas.
Saturday too. So what's on Sunday?
LAG.
What's Sunday?
What's on Sunday?
Carolina, New York, Minnesota, Seattle, and Boston, LADs.
Wait, Minnesota, Seattle is a big one for fucking champs qualification.
This weekend is tough.
Damn, I can't believe I'm missing this, guys.
Oh, we have FaZe New York.
Oh, FaZe New York. All right, we got one good one. Then a whole weekend.
Vegas,
there we go.
Optic, Jesus Christ.
FaZe New York, bang.
I'll be fucking.
Unless we get some upsets, then it'll be interesting. If we get some upsets, it'll be a little interesting.
Are we doing the Boston
odds of that
thing?
are
Like,
very
if
low.
these Boston series are not close, we're gonna spend 5 minutes and move on. Like, are we doing that?
I'm down.
We need to come up with some funny like games and trivia and stuff to do because some of these matches are just not like watchable.
Yeah, we'll still obviously recap the matches and talk about it. I mean, that's what we do the Flame for, gentlemen. Give people a recap. But we can definitely, if some of these matches are snoozes and shit, yeah, we can come up with other things to do and
Pull
make
up a bracket, do some maps.
Do some brackets or do some for sure. Get some guests on.
Couple of weeks because Sam won't be here this weekend and I won't be here next weekend. So, and then actually the weekend after that, I'll be in Atlanta. I'll be doing all the shows from Atlanta for the 3rd week.
Are you going to Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm going to Atlanta in the middle of June, so that'll be fun.
What are you doing in Atlanta?
Shaving his head.
Just going to fucking Atlanta to go to Atlanta.
He wants to go hang out with MC.
You're hanging out with the FaZe boys.
Hanging out.
He wants to go hang out with MC.
He wants to go hang out
with Tyler on Monday. Yeah, because I told him I'd do one trip and it kept getting kicked down the road. So finally, it fucking got scheduled. So there you go.
All right, phenomenal. Well, obviously, stay tuned for the next few episodes of The Flank, man. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Actually, Ben, why don't you hit us out with a putt real quick before we go?
Oh, here we go.
It's back online. Back online.
Here we go.
Mr. Pedje the scene.
I want to see you guys hit putts online.
Oh, we also have the event coming up, the FaZe Optic LA Thieves, the showdown event. Sam, are you coming?
No, I'm not, dude. I leave for vacation the next day.
Damn, that's tough.
So I'm not flying.
So Sam's
I would love to go.
What time is the event and where can people watch? Do you know?
It's on everyone's Twitches. It's on like
so it's gonna be
Courage's.
it's gonna be on my Twitch, Nate Shot, Scump, and I'm sure Jack. Yeah, I'm sure.
What time on Thursday?
I think it's 11 a.m. I think 11 a.m.
West Coast, so
West Coast time.
2 p.m.
But I don't know. That's not an official announcement. I honestly don't know the official time, but that's just like what I've been hearing. But it's going to be a good time. I'm going to be on the couch. I'm going to be chilling. It's going to be super chill for me. I'm just going to be chilling with Dunlop, watching the games. There's also going to be some cool stuff there that I can't really talk about. You guys can kind of see that soon. So don't want to leak anything. But
I can't believe Pat pulled up a 6-0 grand final just to cook Chris. That's so
crazy.
Typical.
That is crazy, bro. That's insane.
So typical.
It's fine. It's fine. Soon I'll be a multi-FPS champ. XDefiant.
I like that, Chris. I like that.
That's
I like
good
that a lot,
comms.
actually. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Benjay Nassim who is lining up for the ball.
What's the predictions? I got to figure out from it.
Bro, you're going to hit it. You're online, bro.
Bro, you're online, bro. You have 13 million on you making 13 million on you making it and 3 million on you missing. Nope, no tossing allowed. That's fixing. That's match fixing. Okay, can't do that.
I'm putting cash on no.
Ladies and gentlemen, Benjamin's team stepping up to the plate. He's got his slippies on. He's gonna let it rip, and he sinks the pole.
Oh my god!
I just want to. I want to.
And no one is shocked.
So bad.
No. I want to say this real quick because I know there's people in chat that have been watching my golf streams. They would back me up that I've been putting very well on stream for the last like 2 months. So y'all need to get off my Johnson. If you watch my streams, you would know.
Just not on land.
I'm laying on the fucking golf course at fucking COD Champs. If we're gonna use this fucking analogy, I've been playing good.
You think so,
Listen,
Ben?
Ben, I watched you miss 2 putts in person, bro. I don't want to hear it.
On a fucking carpet, brother.
On land.
Meet me on the golf
Tom
course,
played
bitch.
with the lights in his eyes, man.
Hey,
Meet me
I
on the golf course,
did.
bitch.
I did,
Meet me
bro.
on the golf course. I
did,
met you
bro.
on land where I watched you miss putts. Liner.
Yeah, I want to see what you can do with the putter.
On liner.
Yeah, you're gonna be blowing it by left by 10 feet. All good.
I don't play
Alrighty,
golf.
folks.
You do liner.
Alrighty, folks. Ben's an onliner. Let's keep it pushing, guys. We'll see you guys on Friday for another episode of The Flank. Got some matches. We'll come up with some cool stuff to do as well, and we'll tune in. We'll lock in, and we'll do what we got to do. Sam, you'll be away, so I hope you enjoy your vacation, bro.
Thank you, Tom.
Relax, enjoy it, and enjoy your time away, not watching these matches.
I'll be tuned into the flank to learn everything that happened, though.
That's what I'm talking about, Sam. I love that. Get a little recap. So shout out to Sam. Shout out to everybody watching. I love you guys, man. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank. Just check out audio. It says we're on. Go follow @theflank on Twitter. Gersh doing a phenomenal job running socials over there. So make sure to go check it out. ZooMaa.gg. We got new merch coming soon. Definitely want to get some new merch for you guys going into Major 4, maybe even some Champs merch. So stay on the lookout for that. I see a lot of you guys are getting your pre-orders this week as well, which has been cool to see. A lot of people have been getting the merch, tweeting at me. Glad you guys are getting in. Glad you guys have been enjoying it, man. So thank you guys for all the continuous support. We love you guys, man. Take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys next time on another episode of The Flank, man. Take care.
Get a